As we edge towards the Witch Queen, it's time to focus on a few weapons that may have been overlooked that I think you might want to get your hands on before the end of Season 15. Some of these have very unique roles and perk combinations that make them not only a standout on their own, but also make them extremely viable for those who enjoy build crafting at all levels. Before we do crack on, please check that you're subscribed to the channel if you do like any of my videos. As we know, each season has brought with it a ton of new temporary mods via the seasonal artifact. A number of these have brought unused weapons to have their moment to shine in the meta for Destiny 2. In Season of the Lost, the seasonal artifact has given fusion rifles some long overdue time in the sun thanks to the particle deconstruction mod. The 30th anniversary pack also updated a number of weapon perks, and there's one of which that if you can get it on this extremely underrated fusion rifle, you'll essentially never run out of ammo, and thanks to this nifty build I'm going to showcase today, you'll also get incredibly fast supers. Coriolis Force may be a fusion rifle that you'll turn your nose up at immediately, but it is no doubt the most unique fusion rifle currently available in Destiny 2. It's the only and first ever aggressive frame fusion rifle. It deals high damage and has a moderate 660 charge time, putting it on par with the more popular precision and even adaptive frame archetypes of fusion rifles. It also fires 7 bolts per shot, and it didn't even get mentioned or changed in any way in the recent fusion rifle sandbox changes at the start of Season 15. So Bungie were either happy with it or they just didn't quite know what to do with it. The main thing that makes it stand out from all other fusions though is that it fires a horizontal volley. This means all its bolts do in fact fire at exactly the same time, and this can impact the way particle deconstruction works this season as it only applies 1 stack of the buff per shot. However, it does have some excellent DPS numbers which may surprise you. It comes in only second behind high impacts in terms of raw damage output, and it is actually also second too behind the rapid fire frame fusions in the DPS category as well. This void energy weapon first appeared way back when with the introduction of the Beyond Light campaign in Season 12, and let's be honest, you never ever see it, let alone hear it. Unless you're a stupid idiot like me and takes it into Iron Banner much to the dismay of your clanmates. It has all the usual barrel and magazine options you come to expect from fusion rifles, but because of its unique position in the sandbox, you really want to lean into increasing the range stat. This will both negate the damage fall off of the bolts, and it will also help to constrain the bolts, keeping them closer together as they get further away. This differs from stability, which is usually what you want on a fusion rifle. Stability constrains the vertical spread of a normal fusion rifle, and as Coriolis Force fires a horizontal spread, improving the range stat is the best to increase its viability in my opinion. Both hammer-forged rifling and projection fuse will really max that stat out at a base level, as will a ranged masterwork. As for the rest of the perks available on the Coriolis Force, there's a few that have had recent updates and changes making them a lot more viable, especially with this one having perks you can't get on any other fusion rifle in the game right now. Pulse Monitor is one such perk, and it's slowly becoming recognised as a solid option for many weapons. The damage threshold to activate the perk has been reduced so that now you only need to take 30% damage to the first portion of your shields. Unrelenting also got a recent change in Season 14 whereby it now triggers the health regeneration on multi-kills more often, but there's also a ton of other perks available to chase. Killing Wind, Feeding Frenzy, Under Pressure, Moving Target, Ambitious Assassin, and as we mentioned Pulse Monitor are all in the first perk column. In the second perk column there's Thresh, Slideways, Eye of the Storm, Rangefinder, Unrelenting and One for All. As you can see, there's some interesting perk combos available, especially with the recent perk updates that we've gone through. But if you're wanting to get the fast supers and infinite ammo I promised you at the start of this video, you'll want to be looking at getting Pulse Monitor, whereby you'll auto reload the weapon on taking damage, along with Thresh, which generates a small amount of super energy on killing combatants. Now if you want to get your hands on this specific role for this unique fusion rifle, you'll need to head to Europa. Speak to Varix, and as part of the Technocrat Empire Hunt quest, you can see that you'll automatically be rewarded the Coriolis Force fusion rifle. This takes about 10 to 20 minutes to complete, but ultimately it's very easy to farm for and is one of the faster Empire hunts to complete. Alternatively, it does have a chance to drop from any number of activities on Europa, from defeating high value targets, the first lost sector completion on each day, the Exo challenge, and even from Empire hunts at any level. Now that you know the ins and outs of this unique fusion rifle, it's time to put it into action with a tried and tested build that is still extremely effective in all tiers of content. It's all about using a combination of mods, exotics and weapons to get rapid supers, near unlimited ammo and increased damage output. Now, in order to circumvent the upcoming Orbs of Power changes in the Witch Queen, we're going to be using some elemental well mods to become charged with light. For this build, we'll be using the Warlock's Attunement of Hunger Void subclass and leaning in on the Devour perk not only for the health regen it offers, but also to help with rapid grenade recharge for the business end of the setup with the Insatiable perk. As we're using a void energy weapon matching our subclass type, you'll be able to create a bunch of void elemental wells easily by using the Elemental Armaments mod. This will create a well on every handful of kills with a void weapon, and if you pair this with the Elemental Charge mod, you'll automatically get 2 stacks of Charge with Light. Now if you then use the Supercharge mod, this will allow you to get an additional 2 stacks. This means that you'll only need to collect 2 elemental wells to get the maximum 4 stacks of Charge with Light in this setup. Now you're going to be using these stacks of Charge with Light to boost your super recharge rate, and we're doing this with the Energy Converter mod. Using your grenade ability when charged with light will grant you super energy up to 50%, and with the 4x stack of charge with light here, it'll take you up to about 40% in an instant. Combined with your fresh Coriolis Force, this is really going to help reduce your Nova Bond super cooldown, but by using the Warlock exotic Mantle of Battle Harmony, you can double down on this even further. Absorption cells will grant bonus super energy on matching weapon final blows of your subclass type, and so with the Void Energy Fusion, you'll trigger the Energy Siphon perk and rapidly recharge that super energy. Not only that, but once your super is full, you'll also get a bonus to void weapon damage too with this exotic. Finally, there's the Heavy Handed mod, which is going to allow you to get ammo from thin air thanks to its secondary perk Lock and Load. Final blows with a fusion rifle well surrounded by enemies will grant you bonus ammo to your reserves, and this will work going towards granting near infinite ammo in this build. You'll also want to consider using both fusion rifle ammo finder and scavenger mods to help with the ammo economy. You can also add in the hands-on mod from the artifact for bonus super energy on melee final blows, and of course the ever powerful particle deconstruction for boosted fusion rifle damage. This build all leans into the minigame of boosting your super cooldown to be as fast as possible and then using it to take out larger enemies. By simply using the fusion rifle, you'll rapidly recharge your super thanks to both Thresh and the Mantle of Battle Harmony. Once you've popped your super, you can then use your grenade ability to get an instant chunk of super energy and then start to farm enemies to get your super back in no time at all. It's extremely effective in all areas of Destiny 2, and it makes for a very fun gameplay loop too, perfect for any boring bounty prep you might be doing for next season. If you did enjoy this build video, then please give it a like and subscribe too. If you want another underrated weapon to use in builds, then look no further than this video with the new Hero of Ages legendary sword.